All right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to TimePro Sprint Review for Sprint 350. And for this sprint, we have three of us working on the sprint, Jeffrey, me, and Sam. And Jeffrey will start with the sprint goals.
Thank you, Sylvia. Yes, so we had two goals, and unfortunately, we did not complete them. The first goal was fixing an important bug, and this one is actually had two blockers. The first blocker was that we had to fix all the bugs beforehand to do the investigation, and these are done. And the second one was a zero setup, which is working for Sam only and not for Sylvia and myself in the dev environment. So we're still trying to figure this out. And once it will be done, we will update the doc. And the second one was the on-billing document. So it actually has been test passed by two solution architects. So this is a good news. Now we just need Adam to have a look at it as well. Mike, everything good for you so far?
Everything's good for me. Yep.
Awesome. Now this was the one with Sprint. Yeah, it was Sylvia, myself, and Sam working on this. We had a 35 estimate capacity and reached 37, so close enough. In terms of working time, myself and, sorry, can you scroll back up?
Yeah, sorry.
Working time, myself and Sylvia full-time, and Andrew, I think, oh, where is Sam, by the way? I didn't pick on this. Sam is not in the timesheets.
You know what? I forgot to do them. Apologies.
No free lunch for you, Sam. All right, anyway, we'll keep going. So yeah, you can go to the backlog. All righty, so the two top bugs are the one we fixed to kick off the bigger bug I mentioned before, the sync bug. So these are now done. And the top three, PBIs, so the two bugs and the UI UX, are all summarized in a done video that is 1 minute long. Michael test passed it. So Adam, I think you're in the loop of the email, so you can have a look at it if you'd like. And the rest are just other bugs we worked on. Nothing really seriously. You can still see the on-billing and the fix external sync errors. These were the sprint goals from the current sprint. So we still need to work on those. If there is no question here, we can keep moving on to the timesheet usage. And I think, Sylvia, you can take over from here.
Yeah, so I will present the stats. For the suggested timesheet usage and automatic timesheet usage, we've seen the numbers haven't changed much from previously. It's like always 1%, 2% difference. So I will skip this part. And then burn down chart. So we start flat and then we start doing deployments in the mid sprint. So we could see our PBIs being closed. And we did 3 production deployment this sprint. And for the code coverage, we haven't introduced a new test. So these numbers hasn't changed. So I will skip those. And then the pipeline health all looks pretty good. So for this part, we've mentioned that the massive dependency failure, we had 2 potential fix for those, and we've created 2 PBIs in the sprints. One of them get worked on. This is the Google Analytics fix, and the other one we haven't get to. So this hasn't been fully fixed yet, and we are looking into fixing it, not the next sprint, but the sprint after, just because we don't get enough capacity to cover this. And then the state of epics. We have 1 PBI related to the cross-billing epics done this sprint. This is related to the UI change. So we could now collapse the little on-billing section. And hopefully for the next sprint, after we do the backlog refinement, we will get more progress on the cross-billing epic. And then going down to the AI usage, I will hand it over to Sam.
The thing. Yeah, so we've been using the same tools, I think, for the past few weeks. So a lot of Claude, and yeah, we're all using Yakshape, which is quite nice. And then yeah, I wasn't here last week, but it looks like we're adding in the percentages that we're using AI. It's notably quite high. It's funny to self-report on how much AI we're using in our current day, but yeah, it's interesting that we all feel naturally like it pops around that 75 to 80%. I'd be interested to know what other developers feel in other teams. It may be even higher for some. So yeah, let's look at the overall review. I might share screen just.
Yep, you can take over.
That's all right. Cool. So yeah, we're just looking at an AI overview of our sprint review meeting. So first of all, noticing that it's got an effective score, which comes with a neat little C+, which I would note in the modern day schooling system is a pass. However, it has noted a few issues. One of them, some of them make sense, like the cross-billing epic that has been ongoing for quite a while. We haven't been able to make progress there, but it's quite nice that under Luke's direction, we're thinking we might actually have a bit of a backlog refinement and that's going to be actioned this sprint. So that's nice. It said the retro was skipped. We did the retro, we just didn't do it within the meeting. And Sylvia and I were wondering whether it's a direction of this AI process that it expects a sprint to happen, or whether it's just because we mentioned the word retro in the recording we did, and then didn't do the retro within that recording. Yeah. Let's have a look. Was there anything else that was interesting? I like that this is, unlike a lot of other AI tools, it actually does try to be critical, but I'm sure it's been asked to be, rather than glazing. People and roles, bounces between allocating us as developers or senior developers quite freely based on this. It always picks up that Sylvia's the Scrum Master, which is nice.
Who's
Luke,
this useless 3 out of 10 person?
Oh my
Luke
God.
got
Absolutely
what are they
roasted.
doing here?
Thank God you made
Luke
a joke. What would be otherwise?
Yeah. Once again, I will note that Luke spoke an immense amount outside of the recording, so much so that he didn't need to repeat himself in the recording, and probably contributed to the psychological safety score, which is a very unique, novel thing. I hadn't seen that before. I don't know if that's been there the whole time, but I rate it. Psychological safety. Yeah. Okay. So
Sorry,
that's
who got marginalized? Who was marginalized? I was marginalized. Oh.
That's the 2 out of 10. All right. I'll stop sharing.
All right.
All right,
I'm
I
gonna-
will take over again. So thanks, Sam.
So conclusion,
Yeah.
should we stop inviting Luke because he's ruining our score?
Yeah, it's like AI definitely doesn't want me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we also have a summary from Copilot. This one, oops, it's jumping around. Sorry, I should conclude this part first. Sam, so for the Claude overview, do you think it is overall accurate or not accurate?
Yeah, what kind of mark do we usually give it? Like out of 10, or just whether it was
No,
accurate
just
or
like
not
a
accurate?
tick or a cross. Like
Let's
you
give
think
it a
it's
tick.
capturing. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So that's for that. And then the Copilot stats. So this is the main issue completed, captured from Copilot. Do you think that's accurate?
I didn't check that one before, but
You can read it out loud first, the question and the answer,
Yeah.
and then give your comments. That's what we normally do, yeah.
so what was the main issue completed? Be brief. And Copilot said they completed the prerequisite bugs that were blocking the sprint goal, clearing the sync error blockers. What would we say? No, I think the bugs that were fixed were kind of tangential. They got in the way of what we were meant to do. We did kind of mention the word prerequisite bugs, but I think, that wasn't quite the case with this. So I'd chuck an X there.
I think this picks
I
up
may just
because
intervene because the question is what was the main issue completed, and this is correct. The main issues that we had done are these, right? Because we did not complete the goals. So I think it's correct.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Just that they were prerequisite bugs, but yeah, no, that makes sense. Like it's right, it's correct enough.
So we'll change it to a tick.
Yep.
Guys, I have to call a client.
Sure. Thanks for joining, Mike. You happy with it?
Today, I've got lots going on.
But
Luke,
just before you leave, Mike.
Yes.
Sorry. The sprint planning, for the next sprint, we're going to do a sprint backlog on.
Yes.
I think I told you before, right? Oh, sorry, I
Yeah,
told
you
you.
did.
All
You
good.
did. You did tell me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
All
that's
good.
for planning to get this epic over the line. Finally, we might be able to deliver the epic,
Yes.
which would be great.
Okay, good.
So sorry, you're
Thanks,
talking to Luke?
Michael.
Oh.
No, that's it. I got to.
Okay, awesome.
I got to bounce. And Luke, I've got lots going on. I'll call you Monday to discuss. But there's a few spec reviews and stuff like that. But I'll speak then.
Awesome.
Everyone have a great weekend.
All right. Bye all.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right. They both left. Okay.
I don't
We
think
could
Luke was
pro-
meant to leave, but
Luke just took the opportunity.
he probably wasn't
so we-
listening.
we can keep on.
He just took the occasion to to jump out. All right. Yeah, you can
All
keep
right.
going.
We
We
persevere.
could continue.
I'm just gonna
All right.
message him so he knows.
All
Okay.
right.
Yep. So for the Yak Shaver usage, we have a slight decrease, but that's fine. I think that's like also just like a 2%, 3% decrease. And then we have more completed PPIs comparing to the previous sprint in the last 30 days. And then let's go through the retrospective. So what went well? One thing is that our own billing work is ready to kick off. So we are in our forecast for next sprint, we are going to have a backlog refinement session for the own billing coming out of the documentation. So the second thing that's really good is that Sam mentioned a lot of knowledge on how invoice locking works, which it was previously siloed information. So that was mainly between JK and our accountants. Now we actually have more insight into how things worked, how we integrate with Xero and stuff. So we have a knowledge sharing on that part, even though that took us a lot of communication time, but this is very valuable. And what didn't go so well? So of course, our sprint goals were not achieved, but we are working towards it. And then the second thing is that JK is still our tech lead, but he's full-time on client work. He doesn't get capacity allocated to the TimePro project. So it's like kind of like a bottleneck for us if we need to get some important pull requests approved or some like important decision made. He's like blocking in that sense. So to improve that, we mentioned that we could two things. One thing, ask for a new tech lead that could contribute more into the internal work. And the other one, we should investigate the Xero setup issue and update the wiki because that's blocking 2 out of 3 team members.
So can we swap the tech lead immediately? Like, seems like it's been a long issue.
Yeah, we are proposing to ask for a new tech lead, maybe Luke.
To whom?
Luke
Yeah,
could be a good
Luke.
candidate, but yeah, we still need to ask.
Do
so
you have any
that's-
plan to talk to Adam about that?
We were trying to talk to him if he joins this meeting, but I mean he's absent, so we will shoot him a message and check like, yeah, next time we are in a call with him.
Yeah, drop a note and try to resolve this issue next meeting. See how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yep, sounds good. All right, so that's the review session, and let's proceed to the forecast. So for next sprint, we will have 3 sprint goals, 2 of them inherited from this sprint, and 1 newly introduced is the backlog refinement for own billing. So that will involve all of the team members in TimePro, like the dev members. We will sit together with the documentation read already, and then try to work out what we can focus on for the next 2 and 3 sprints. And next sprint will be a 1-week sprint. It will be slightly shorter because Sam and Jeffrey will be on leave. It's a holiday for them. So we will host our sprint review meeting on Thursday instead. And this is the backlog we created. The bottom few, like some of them are brought over from this sprint. And then top one is the huge one. That's 16 effort point for the backlog refinement. And we are looking into doing this next Tuesday afternoon. And then captured by Copilot was the main action point to work on from next sprint. This says backlog refinement for the on billing epic, top priority for the next sprint. I think that's 100% accurate. So I'll put a tick here.
And just to be clear, Luke test passed the sprint planning. So he was part of the meeting when we discussed all the different issues and efforts. Just so, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that's the forecast for next sprint. Any question? Comments? If not, then that's it. This meeting will be uploaded to YouTube channel and you can check out it there. And thanks everyone for joining this meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia.